Good morning, good afternoon, good evening, and welcome to Martyn Lucas Investor. It's Monday, July the 22nd. Lovely to have you here, 7:30 Central Time in the morning. Welcome around the world. We've got members in
Good morning, good afternoon,
62
good evening,
countries and in 14 languages. Let me just mute that. There we go. It's wonderful to be here. We're just coming up to nearly 28,000 subscribers. Very, very exciting. It is indeed to be with you every day. Well, today's show is, are we in a Trump trade? Is there a Trump trade today? Are there stocks that we should be buying which would favor a Trump win? Are there stocks we should be buying that would favor a Kamala Harris potential? Well, we've seen stocks swing. It was a transference, a pivot, if you like, from one sector to another. We saw the small caps get bought up, and it's a rotation into small caps and banks, things like that. And now we're seeing it all swing back. As always, one thing you can always rely on in the stock market is always overreactions. The best way to manage this is know that what you bought great businesses. You didn't buy shares, you didn't buy stocks, you bought businesses and you hold them. And if you like them and they go down in price, you buy more. It's as simple as that. It's a very straightforward strategy. Last week it was difficult, especially with me in a considerable amount of margin. As you know, my margin has increased enormously, and I've been buying the dip and it went down and it was difficult, but it doesn't make a difference. I didn't sell a single share. I just bought on the way down, and it's all coming back up. But of course, now it's exaggerating because I'm in margin increased positions, and I've got many of those stocks that I've just bought, the S&P, now up. So if I show you my position, if we look at my Roth, which is there's no margin in a Roth. There can't be in an IRA. You can see the S&P today is up 0.68. I know that because that's all I'm in, right? Well, if I look at my account, the main portfolio, up nearly double that, nearly at 1.1, which is nearly double. That's because the amount of margin I have. So when it goes down more. When it goes up more. And that's why I bought on the dip. I don't think we have a Trump trade now. Potentially, there was that issue. We talked about it over the weekend. We made a video about TPL, Texas Pacific Land. I said it was the best stock I've ever seen because of the potential Donald Trump baby drill, oil fields, and Elon Musk as being a landlord for you. Well, that's all obviously still going to happen. That's still going to more likely to happen. Donald Trump's more than likely going to win. But why we've seen the stocks rebound today is the rotation is switching back to quality. So maybe there wasn't a Trump trade after all. But what would be the best stock to own? Well, obviously the individual stocks. Donald Trump media would obviously be good, but does it make that much difference in the long term? Well, it does if you buy into individual stocks, but for me, the S&P, it makes no difference really. I think whoever wins the election now it's not Biden. Now it's going to more than likely be Kamala Harris or Trump. I don't see massive changes in the market. I don't see masses of differences in policy. There are differences, of course. Otherwise, why would we have an election? But I don't think the markets are afraid or bothered or concerned at all. We've switched back at where we were. We took advantage to buy the dips, and now we can take advantage of an increasing portfolio. So there we go. There's my portfolio this morning. And we are now 104,000. Our all-time high was, I think we touched 106, if I'm correct. I think we touched 106. So we're still down a couple of grand. We've made up nearly 1,000 already. Another couple of grand to go, and we'll be back where we were. So there you go. Is there a Donald Trump play? What do you think? Is there a stock that you want to own because of Donald Trump, or a stock you'd rather own because of Kamala Harris, or potentially? Anyway, let's welcome everybody in. So tap the like button if you are here. Subscribe. That's a silly thing to say. Why would you not press it if you weren't here? You couldn't, right? Anyway, Subscribe and ring the bell. That would be great. And tap the like button. Tap the like button as well. And that would be fantastic. Let's go through all the comments and see who is here once the show started. Good morning, David Ewan. Good morning, Stacey. There we go. Hi, Stacey. Good morning, Zach. Love to see our registered charity once again, Development Alert Uganda, from Uganda, of course, in Africa. Wonderful to have Zach here. He's been a member now for a year. He's a silver member. He's one of our charity partners. Even though we aren't doing fundraisers at the moment, and Zach knows that at the moment, we are always here to support our charities, friends, and members and fundraising groups. Good morning, Leah and Martin. Thank you, Stephen. Lovely to have you here. Hi, Stacey. Good morning. Hello, everyone. Good days indeed it is. Tolga Coburn. Good morning, Lucas A's. It's time for a nice, refreshing cup of tea, the only drink you will ever need. Get to the kettle. No tea at the moment, I'm afraid. Leah's asleep, and we had a very difficult night. I haven't slept at all this evening. Just a few issues going on to deal with. Nothing personal, nothing to worry about like that, but a few things we had to deal with during the night. So I've been up all night. I've not actually had any sleep, so a bit tired today. But Leah's still sleeping. But anyway, empires rise and empires fall. That is very, very true. Good morning, Martin. Tim Rogers, how are you? Hi, Tim. Morning, Mike. Good morning. How are you and Leah both feeling? Yes. Well, I've been struggling with Leah's fine. She's, as you know, she had her eye operated on. And we go back today after the closing bell to see how it's all settled down, expecting it to be okay. So that's good. I've been really struggling. You know, I had an ear infection and I had antibiotics. Well, weird thing, but I've had a really weird reaction to it. And it's given me all kinds of spasms like in my back. You know, I've got a back issue. It's made that flare up. It's kind of strange, but nightmares and terrible, waking up screaming, all sorts. But anyway, last night was a very tough night. But I've only got 2 more tablets to go, and then I'm done. That'll be it. But yeah, I seem to be having some sort of reaction to it. Not a reaction, probably medically, perhaps, but mentally, dreams and stuff like that. But I think you have to complete the course, don't you? It's a 7-day course, and if you only do 5 days, you can do more damage, right? If I'm understanding it correctly with antibiotics. Anyway, but thanks, Stacey, for asking. Good morning, friends. Good morning, Bill. Lovely to have you here. Welcome, Bill. Hope you're feeling better soon, Martin. Thank you very much. Appreciate it. Good afternoon, Team Fusion. Good afternoon, Bill. Lovely to have you here. Good morning, everyone, says James. I love it. Thank you, Tolga. Very nice of you. Good morning, Team Fusion. All right. Okay. So let's go for all our positions. As you can see, I'm up today. Hopefully hit another all-time record today. Quite possible, because if we get this rotation back into mega caps, remember, we will have we've got a big week coming up, because now it's earnings season. So we've got the July 31st FOMC, but we've got tomorrow. It all kicks off tomorrow. We had a Verizon this morning, just met expectations, but tomorrow morning we have got Coca-Cola. Tomorrow morning, all kicks off Coca-Cola. And in the evening, we have Tesla. I've got to ask Sensei if he will cover either Google, Matador, or Enphase. So I'll be speaking to Sensei later. On the 24th, we have Next Era Energy. Then we have Skechers. We have McDonald's, Tilray. That was booked in by Mr. Mankey. Stephen Lewandowski booked Tesla. So if you want an earnings that we're not covering, a minimum of a $5 super chat, and we will cover it for you. If we can do 2, Sensei will cover the other one on the extra channel. But anyway, we'll see how we go. How are you now, Mike? Yes, how is Mike? How is Mike? with his reaction. Basically got a reaction to his snake, right? Get well soon, Martyn. Thank you, mate. Appreciate that. Yeah, how are you, Mike? Let us know. Good morning, Bill and Starbuck the parrot. Is it a parrot? I think it's some sort of parrot, isn't it? Good morning, everyone. Hi, Bill. Right, if you're taking steroids with the antibiotics, that's the issue. No, I'm not taking steroids. I'm not taking anything. I'm just taking antibiotics. But it says one of the reactions you can have to it is you can get loose tendons. A bit like a muscle relaxer. I get a really bad reaction to muscle relaxers if my back really goes bad. I take it, but I hate it. But it's a bit like that. It's making my back relax too much, so it's spasming up. Does that make sense? It's not holding together because it's a weak back, and then it spasms up, and then I'm getting all these dreams. But no, I'm not taking any antibiotics, especially nighttime anxiety or dream state episodes. Get well, yeah. I appreciate it, TJ Malden. I've always had a dream issue. There you go. I'm much better, says Mike. Thanks for asking. Glad I don't have to take this bloody this medication anymore. They were rough. There you go. See, medication's not always good, is it? We've always said on the show, if you can go for a walk, go for a walk. If you can drink some water, get some sleep, do that. Of course, you know, that's not always going to fix everything, is it? Good afternoon, Lucas Age. Great to have you, Craig. Good morning, Craig. Lovely to have you here. There you go. An African grey Congo parrot. I knew it was a parrot. Good afternoon, James. How are you? African grey. There you go. I can't take penicillin. Neither can I. I'm allergic to penicillin as well. Mind you, I mentioned that to the doctor, and I said, what if I had to take penicillin? He said, if you had to take it, if it was something I was prescribing that you had to have, we can actually do a test, an allergy test, to see if you're still allergic. Because I said, well, I was told I was allergic when I was a baby. I might not, you know. So he said, if we had to give you penicillin, we would actually just do a allergy test on you, and then we'd probably find out you've grown out of it. But we'd do that, and that's how we would do it. Right, let's go for all our stocks. We've had a good chit chat this morning. I'm just refreshing all the screens. Oh, by the way, I would like a big round of applause for myself. I feel quite proud of myself. You never guess what I've done, right? You want to hear all about it? I want a big round of applause. I feel amazing. I'm amazing. I know. You know, I went to the Apple shop, right? Do you remember? This computer over here, which powers the lights. You can see the lights are on it. Let's see. Right, do you remember they said they can't fix it? It's a 2013 laptop, so they can't replace the battery. Basically, the battery was broken, and they can't replace the battery, right? Because it's too old. Even though you can buy the battery on Amazon, and loads of people are selling them, they won't sell you one, they won't repair it. And the reason is, if anything breaks, we haven't got the parts to repair it. Basically, they just want to sell you a new one. You know, pretty rubbish, isn't it? But anyway, there it is. So the keyboard was all swollen up. You remember the whole thing was swollen up, and literally the batteries. If I showed you the batteries now, they're all like a big airbags. They're all puffed up. Anyway, so I went online and Googled it and YouTubed it. Look, and I found out how to do it. It took me a few hours to do properly, but I took it all apart. And you have to cut the batteries out. You have to get a scraper, then clean all the bottom, get all the glue out. I took the battery out, unscrewed it, cleaned it all up, put it back together again, because he said the old laptops, not the new ones, but the old ones, you can run them without a battery. So there's no battery in it. And I put it back together, and it works. So now it just runs like it just runs like a desktop. Plugged in, it works. So how clever am I? I feel quite chuffed about myself. I feel quite chuffed with myself. So what I have noticed, if you ever do that, if you've got a 2013 Mac and you take the battery out, right? It's like a big long battery, there's lots of cells. There's like 6 cells. You take it all out, it runs perfectly. However, it loads up a lot slower. And I'm assuming maybe everything else is slower because there's no power in there when it's off. So I'm assuming there's like RAM, there's, the random access memory, the electronic memory, nothing's loaded up. There is no electric going to it. There's no battery holding, certain stuff. So when you turn it on, it used to take about 15 seconds, takes about 3 or 4 minutes, or maybe more than that, about 5 minutes. It takes about 5 minutes to start up, but it works perfectly. There's no battery in there. So if anyone knows about computers, do you know that's the case? Because it just seems a waste of money to buy a battery when it just sits there and it's plugged in. And if I buy a battery, it's not going to be the Apple battery. It's maybe not as good, maybe better. I don't know. But at some point, it might break and have to replace the battery anyway. So I just thought, just leave it plugged in. Anyway, there's my experience. Let's carry on. Let's have a look. Team Fusion. Seriously considering cashing in. No, I've seen that on Discord. I've seen your post on Discord. You were asking for people's suggestions. I'm thinking of selling my J&J. You got to remember why I suggested in the first place, because you couldn't access the S&P, right? And I said it's the most undervalued stock you could buy right now, and I stand by that. Nothing's changed. But what you're addressing now is an issue that I did when I first started, and it's a big mistake. There's J&J, solid company. You've not yet benefited from its amazing dividends. It's one of the best dividends, always pays, always increases. It's dividend king. But one of the things, and I still struggle with it now, to be a successful investor, not a trader, remember, an investor, it's all about emotion and sentiment, not being in a rush, not losing patience. And I think one of the benefits of this channel is we all help each other just calm down, because at the end of the day, the sentiment of an investor is you have to have patience. Look what happened last week. The markets all sold off. Everybody was running around scared, selling stuff. Obviously, they were selling stuff because the markets went down. Look how much I'm up today. I've made advantage of all of that. I bought lower. I didn't sell anything. I had no tax events, didn't sell anything. I bought using margin because I know the S&P, I know my stocks, I know my assets, I know what I'm buying. I bought more, even though I'm in margin. And now look at it. I've doubled the market today. I'm up by double. J&J is the same thing. J&J is a really solid investment. It takes time. And the problem is not J&J. The problem is not the market. The problem is you. You are eager to see it grow. And you see things go up 20%, but then you don't really account for if you bought something that went up 20%, it can go back down 20% or go to zero or whatever. And if you are the sort of person that's trading in stocks that move quickly like that, then you got to always remember you might have one that wins, one that loses, one that wins, 10 that lose. That's just inevitable. 95% of day traders lose money. That's just the way it is. So nothing wrong with trading. We do it all the time. Everyone does it. I've done it. We all do it. But you bought this as a long-term investment. You need to give it time to grow. And I know you're looking at it going, well, it's not even moving. It pays a really good dividend, which outweighs the growth. You've not had the dividends yet. Wait for the dividends to come and then reapply the dividends and you'll see the growth. But you have to give it time. Litigation, even though you said to me it's being resolved, it is, but we're a long way from its conclusion. It's just starting. It's going to take years. But you've got a solid stock here that will keep growing steadily and will pay solid dividends. And if the rate of growth isn't there, the dividends will increase more. They'll make sure that people don't leave this stock. It's the type of stock it is. So it's a great business, an absolute great business. But anyway, the biggest issue is ourselves. We get in the way of ourselves. We don't allow the tree to grow. We already start, trying to pick the fruit off it, and then we kill the tree. You haven't given it time. You've only had it. I mean, you've literally had Johnson & Johnson, if I right in saying, for about a month. Is it a month? 2 months? Not even 2 months, I don't think. I felt like that this morning with my S&P. I felt like that with my S&P. I mean, look how much I'm up. 9%. It was I'm down 4%. So I was up like 15% this year. All right. And it dropped back. And it's like, even though it's doing really, really well and I'm making lots of money and it's great, you always want it to go faster. And I thought, I've got all this margin. And I just had to stand back and go, don't get in the way of your investments. Leave them alone. One of the morals I always try to think about is we now have Robinhood and we have all these apps and we can trade whenever we want. Just because you can trade doesn't mean you should trade. Trading benefits every time the broker, the market makers. They make money every single time you trade, whether you make money, whether you lose. And I've always seen it as this. If you are doing something that everybody else is the machinery behind it is losing, you're doing it right. And what I mean by that is it with me, I don't pay bank charges. The bank get nothing out of me. I don't pay credit interest. I don't pay any charges, fees, other than my margin, of course. And I'm not trading at the moment. I'm just investing. So Robinhood get nothing out of me. They get nothing out of me. The bank gets nothing out of me. Robinhood gets nothing out of me. It's like being the owner of the casino rather than playing it. They want the customers that are in debt. Okay, admittedly, I'm using margin, but that's my choice, right? They want people to trade options, all these kind of things, and so on and so forth, because they make money on that. And the bank wants you to not pay your credit card off. It wants you to go overdrawn. It wants you to borrow money. That's how it works. The banks don't have any money. They lend out our money 9 times, as you know. We've discussed that before. Only 1 out of 10 could go in and take all the money out. The other 9 could never get their money out. They've lent it out 10 times. It's not 9 times, 10 times. So you've got a great business. You just got to give it time. So I can understand your frustration. You might want something, you might prefer the S&P, and that's fine. You looked at one the other day. You remember we did the review for you, the IUIT. But that would have gone down massively the other day, wouldn't it, with this, because tech got sold off. That was too heavy. I think you just have to have patience. There are other brokerages you can buy the S&P on, but anyway, just have patience. Oh, you're looking at Texas Pacific. Well, yeah, Texas Pacific I think is an amazing stock, but that might go for a period of not moving either, and then it'll explode. You might get bored waiting. I mean, I'm just saying, but I think diversification is the key. Why not go, J&J with some TPL? Hi, Craig, just lasted forever. Thanks for asking. I'm allergic to. Here he is, the Church of Logic. How are you, Churchy? Shall we play a little bit of this? Where is it? Have I got this in here? Let me do this. Let's have a little look, shall we? Shall we all remind you of Churchy? Church of Logic's back.
That was amazing. Everyone needs to check out Martyn Lucas, the day trader. Amazing guy.
What happened there?
I'm Kurt Wooker Jr.
I have to first say that your show is amazing. Everyone needs to check out Martyn Lucas, the day trader. Amazing guy, very honest, very open, packed with loads of information. Doesn't feed into the baloney that we hear in the markets every day. Oh my gosh, we're going to only go up. We're never going to go down. Again, daily on the show, every morning, every afternoon. I make sure I don't miss a beat. The Day Trader Show with Martyn Lucas, everyone.
We used to be called the Day Trader at that point. And have I aged? That was about 2 years ago, that recording of me. I think I'm pretty much the same. There you go. Anyway, great to see you here. I see Church, he has his 1 year badge. When you turn 2, Church, you get admitted, or you can request to be in the VIP club on X, where we're going to do special events and so on and so forth. They have intelligence of a 5-year-old when they get a little older. He's just starting now. Or talking about the parrot. How many stocks do you have on the 199 review list? Okay, we're going to do another 2 reviews today. So our next review, and we'll do our next review in about 30 minutes, just after the bell goes. We'll see the show in, and then we'll do some more reviews. Let's have a look. Our next review. Okay, we've got Scalding Hot, AGNC, $5. We've got Kawasaki, $5. We've got Cedar Trees wants me to do medical therapy, medical technology, SENS. That's $5. Hawaiian Electric at Robbie Cooper, $5. Then we get down to 4 with Sundays Are Better. And then we've got Mr. Mankey at $3, then $3. So for 199, you're about 7 down. But we're going to do another 2 today. All right. Now then, if you didn't see your reviews, another couple went out over on Friday. More reviews have been done. Let me just update everybody with the reviews. If you've not seen the latest videos, if we share with you now, let's have a little look. The latest videos just gone out. We have some videos you may have not seen. A new crypto from Sensei. This is SEAM, SEEM technology, SEAM chart. We just did an analysis on that one. Lilium, we've just put this out. If you go to the homepage and choose videos, these have just gone out. This was Sunday night. So this has just gone out a few hours ago. As you can see, 12 hours ago. Some of you wanted a Lilium chart for the EV tolls, EV tolls, right? The Lilium. SMX, a latest chart, buy zone, sell zone, support levels for SMX. What about the chart? We did a chart because I reckon that this is the best stock I've ever seen. This is TPL. We were just talking about it. Doesn't get a lot of views. It's not sexy and rock and roll. Not a lot of people are interested in that. At least on YouTube. The real money, the Warren Buffetts, people like Bill Gates, Elon Musk, they own it. They just don't watch YouTube to know about it. All right? So it's never going to get many views, but I think it's one of the best stocks I've ever seen. So Sensei did a chart for it as well. So you've got both ends of that spectrum. We had a new one, TV stock. Yep, it's called TV, Grupo Televisa. Go and check that out. These are all just out Sunday night. Enovix chart. If you've not seen the Enovix chart, just put that one out. Tilray Brands. Now, Kamala, it's a pop because she is very pro this sector. So even much more so than Biden. So look out for that. That's been getting some views 13 hours ago. Just come out. And then these are all the Texas Pacific one. I did several of these. SoFi analysis, a 1 hour video. Boy, did I get some stick for that. Again, SoFi is a bit like, well, it's not like FFIE, but it has a very religious style investor. Like FFIE, Tesla, people that are really like fanboys of it. And if you say anything that says the stock isn't performing well, even though it's down terribly, They don't like it. And even though I've said the CEO, talks rubbish, which he does, and I proved what I said over periods of time, and I'm right on it. I've got the video evidence of it. Anyway, go and check that out. We've had Plug, all these new videos just out over the weekend. Sciata analysis as well. Another one for you. All right, Sunover. Lots of new reviews have gone out. Polaris. Sirius. I could go on and on and on. I've done so much work here recently. But anyway, go and check out the videos that you might have missed. We've got 29 minutes before the bell. We will do some more reviews in a minute. I have severe allergy of my ex-wife. Good afternoon, church. Good to see you back. Stay away from those snakes, Mike. Yes, hate snakes. Oh, dear. We know all about the snakes. Well done on fixing your laptop, Martin. Yes! I'm quite chuffed with myself. Yes. It's got to be worth a cheer, isn't it? Congratulations. Yeah. Saved myself buying a new laptop, basically. And it's probably running better now. Well, it's running slower, but it's running cooler, put it that way. Congratulations. Yeah, as long as you're happy, that is the main thing. Yes. What's up? What's up, Cra? What's up, Cra? What does Cra mean? If I missed something. Oh, Crag. What's up, Crag? I was thinking, I'm guessing that's what he means. Churchy, congratulations. 78,000, almost 100. Churchy, you're missing the point. 78. I've started an IRA since you were here. So my money is split over my IRA. So you're saying nearly 100. Are you ready for it? I've got 77.9 in my brokerage. I've got 25.9 in the Roth. Yes, I've actually got 103.8. 103.8 now. I know, we made the 100,000. The target was by the end of the year, and we did it. And we've now set this time next year 150,000 and 1 million in the next 6 years. And I've shown you the target, how I'm going to achieve that with my compound interest. The magic of compound. Here it is. There is my $1 million target. How I'm going to get there, what I'm going to buy, how I'm going to own it. There you go. $1 million live on the show in the next 6 years. So there you go. There it is, 103,000. Started with $5,000 3 years ago. We just celebrated our 3rd anniversary. First year and a half, earned zero. My only job is YouTube, and all I'm doing is buying and holding. I've traded up to the last 6 months. I got a tax rebate because I posted my losses at the beginning of the year. I sold for losses, went all in the S&P, and I've just been buying every time it dips. I go and use more margin and pick up the dip. When it goes up, I just pay it back. That's it. And today I get paid. I get paid on the 21st of every month, but it was a Sunday. So I'll get paid a couple of grand today. We'll go in to my portfolio, and it will pay off some of my margin. My margin, as you can see, is sitting there. You can see it at 46.9, so it will go down to 44.9, somewhere in that region. We've got about $600 a quarter now coming, of course, with dividends now from the S&P. That goes in, but it goes into reducing margin. So anyway, there you go. So Churchy, way past that now. I'm not a fan of Apple. I've never owned an Apple product. Churchy, Mike. Good morning, Church of Logic. I'm not an Apple fan either. I do not own Apple. Good morning, Lucas Aids. Yeah, I mean, it's just an ecosystem I'm in, and I guess, everything works for me. But yeah, I mean, it's expensive, isn't it? It is. No doubt about it. Bill, Stacey Bailey, I bought 27.5 shares of TPL, hoping for a good run up. Very nice. It's a buy and hold forever. Exactly. It's that kind of stock. You buy and you own it. You own the land. You are the landlord of Elon Musk. I think it's the best stock I've ever seen. If you've seen the videos that I've made, I literally say I made like 4 videos. Look, 4 videos, and then Sensei did the chart for me. That's 5 videos on TPL. I think it's the best stock I've ever seen. It's not exciting. It's not rock and roll, but that's what makes it good, because it isn't. And basically, you will own Texas. You will own America. You will own all the oil fields in Texas. You will own all the solar on Texas, because basically you own the land. They have hardly any expenses because they just own the land. They just sit there and own the land. And everyone who puts solar panels, everyone who builds on it, everyone who puts oil on it, they get money from all of that without any of the drama. That's what makes it the perfect business. Imagine, being the landlord of Texas. That's essentially what you are. You don't have all the risk. If the oil fields go bust, you still get paid until they go bust. It doesn't matter. It's a win-win. David Ewan's going to see that in time. I feel that J&J being held back because of the number of... It is. That's the point, Team Fusion. That's the point. If you listen to Jim Cramer used to own J&J as part of the charitable trust. It was one of his biggest plays. And he got rid of it because of the lawsuits. It then went down. A lot of people dumped it. It went down and down. And now it's been sat where it is now for ages. It's not going any lower. And litigation is getting sorted. But what you need to understand, is you've got to read all the documentation. Not all of it, but some of it. I've read it, and there's a lot of false information. People saying, it's going bankrupt. No, it's not. It moves sections into bankruptcy to pave the way for it all to be legally finalized. It's not. What's happened is the stock is just parked. This is the most important part. If you're going to buy the stock, you need to know this. J&J are one of the best well-run businesses in the world. They have the money to pay off all the claimants today. Well, why don't they pay it off? Well, they're protecting their investors, the shareholders, you. The stock is going to rally at some point on top of all the dividends when they are ready, when they are done. They've got the money to pay it off. They haven't done so. They're taking their time to do it. It'll happen, and they've got the money. And that's all priced in. That's already priced in. People know they've got the money. They're putting it to one side. You just got to have patience. But at the end of the day, I'm not going to make any bones about it. My favorite stock to own is the S&P, but that's for very different reasons. Some of you here want massive amounts of growth. When you're younger, you can take much more risk. I'm not doing that. And also, it's about being impartial for my reviews, interviewing the CEOs. That's why I only own the S&P. But anyway, Tiff, you're right. Texas Pacific doesn't have that baggage. That is correct. And there is no baggage. There is no real risk with Texas Pacific. But what you need to understand, though, if you're going to buy that instead, is it's had a massive run-up recently, and you could buy it, and it could drop 10%, and you go, oh my God, 10%. But what you do is you buy on the way down, and then it'll go up again, just like the S&P. It's like the S&P on steroids, really, without the risk. So this is the way I would do it. Team Fusion. If you were going to buy it, and to be honest, if I wasn't being impartial and I wasn't doing CEOs and the content of the show and all the rest of it, if I wanted to trade or invest in something else, I would buy TPL. That's why I say it's the best stock. But what I would do is this. If you've got, let's say, $10,000, you shouldn't put $10,000 in today. unless you've got access to margin. See, I always believe you should be fully invested. Money in the bank is useless. I've got no money in the bank at all. I've got $10 in my Bank of America and 0 in my Chase. 0. Nothing. There's no point. I can use my Robinhood card, my Robinhood account to pay for things. I get my cash back. I can always sell stocks. My S&P from 6 months ago is up like nearly 30%. The ones I bought at the beginning. I can always sell that. There's always money I can get access to. Money in the bank is completely pointless. The reason why you put money in the bank is so banks can lend it out. That's the only reason banks exist, to lend our money out. Well, they don't pay me any money, so what's the point? I don't put any money in the bank. So I'm fully invested, always. You earn more money investing than you do earning even with the uninvested cash, until you get to the target that you want, and then you go, sod it. Now I'll just own cash and earn 5%. But for me, I want to grow my portfolio. So as you can see, that's why I'm in margin. All my cash is gone. There's no cash. You can't be in margin until you've got the cash gone. So what I do is I'm fully invested, 100%. And when we get a dip, a macro condition, like we did last week when we got the pivot into small caps, it's all coming back now. I just bought more on the dip. And that's when I use my margin. It's like having cash available, but I do it that way. And then as it starts going up, I spend the next few months paying down the margin again. And if we get a big dip, but remember the S&P always trends up, but we get dips, I just buy a bit more on margin again. So I'm always staying invested. So if you're comfortable with margin, what you can do is buy Texas Pacific all in if it's what you want. But I don't think you should just own one stock. I think you should have a diverse portfolio. And by the way, TPL is in the S&P 500. So you own it by owning the S&P 500. Again, see, I already own it. I own Texas. I own America. That's the point of owning the S&P, right? You're owning United States of America. If you go all in, whether it's a split between TPL, J&J, the S&P, Tesla, whatever you buy, if you're comfortable with margin, you're fully invested, you can use the couple of $1,000, which I've got $2,000 for free, interest free on Robinhood. When you get a dip, you do that. However, if you don't like margin and that makes you feel uncomfortable, and if you're uncomfortable, you'll always do the wrong thing. You'll always react badly. Then don't use it. Then what I would suggest you do in that case was you've got $10,000, let's just say, and you put $6,000 in TPL on its own or diverse, whatever. And then what happened there? Oh, there we go. One of my batteries went flat and it made the foot switch change over. So what I would do then is hold $4,000 back in your uninvested cash, earning interest. And if you get a dip, because a dip always comes, even if it's a dip on the way up, there's always a pullback. Just deploy another couple of thousand. Concentrate on earning more money in the old-fashioned way of actually going out and earning money with your wedding business, or whatever, and then start bringing money in that way, and then just keep buying like that. But if don't be put off by buying a dip on the way up. I often get asked about that. People go, if you're using margin, why didn't you just go in on margin 6 months ago? Well, I did. I was fully invested. It went up. We got a pullback. Now I've got no cash because I'm fully invested. I used some margin. It went up. I started paying the margin off because as it was going up, pull back, I use some more margin. And as I get more and more, I use more and more margin, but it's always the same percentage. It's always the same balance. I'm always fully invested. People say, well, if you're going to use margin, why didn't you just buy it now? All the margin you've got now because it's going to go up in 5 years. Well, it is. It is. Of course it is. But you have to weigh up how much margin costs. It's 6.75. It's coming down, though. Rates are going to come down in September. It could even be earlier. So it's going to come down. But it doesn't matter buying on the way up at all, because everybody does. Everybody buys on the way up. You can't buy Tesla for what it was, Bitcoin for what it was, the S&P for what it was. No one can buy what the stocks were 5 years ago. Very rarely a stock's going to go right back down to the beginning. It does happen. We saw that happen with Facebook, Meta. It didn't go back to the beginning, but at a massive discount. It does happen. But even when it happened, it came back up again. So you end up with the same, unless you sold at the top and bought at the bottom. But how do you know how far down it's going to go? No one does. So buying and holding always ends up the same, especially as you never pay any tax. And if you organize your portfolio correctly, when you want to receive the money, you can do it by trust. You can do it in tax-exempt ways, so you don't have to get this massive tax bill at the end of it either. So there's some things for you to consider. Did anybody here who see Johnson talcum powder or knew someone who did stop using their talcum powder after hearing the health concerns, allegations made against it? Well, a lot of people swear by it gave them cancer. J&J say it doesn't. It didn't. They've stood by that now for years. I don't know. But I've never used it, so I don't know. I heard about the J&J talcum powder thing. Turn out you're right about it. LOL, Churchy. Ford is back, guys. $20 next year. We're back on Ford. Fantastic. I wonder when that was going to start. I've made reviews on Ford. Have you seen my Ford reviews, Churchy? Oh, my God. 2 models in production. The F-150 Lightning is starting to clear backlog orders. Thank God for that. They got the badge sorted out. Remember that? We had a right old ding-dong, didn't we? Just checking to see how much I need to pay to get to the top. Just check. I see. To get to the top. Oh, I answered the question, didn't I? To get to the top would be more than $5. So in other words, 6. Anyway, I'm going to do it. I'm going to do our first review 15 minutes after the bell. Huge pump from Doge last night. Congratulations. Yes. TPL is boring. An old man stock. Yes. It's boring. And that's why old men are rich. Do you want to be young and excited and taking risk? Then be young and exciting and taking risk. Nothing wrong with that. That's what life is about. You learn nothing from being making no mistakes. You only learn from mistakes. So yeah, go out and make mistakes. That's what you do when you're young. When you're older, you can't afford to make mistakes. So do it when you're young. Nothing wrong with making mistakes. Go out and do it. Have fun. Absolutely right. Absolutely right. You don't want someone who's 16 being old before their time. You got to live. You got to make mistakes. It's not about getting anywhere. It's about the journey. And it's not even about the actual journey itself. People say it's the journey. It's how you grow along the journey with what's important. Because once you get there, it doesn't mean anything. There's nothing you can buy today with the money you've got today that you will give a fig about in 5 years. Nothing. If you walk into a mall today and buy a new pair of shoes, a new jacket, a new iPhone, a new computer, a new gadget, a new this, a new that, you will not care about it in 5 years. The only thing that's important are the loved ones around you. That's it. The only thing of value in my life is my wife and all of you, my audience. All this stuff in this studio is merely the mechanism which allows me to connect with you. But this can all be replaced. All of this equipment can be replaced. I could pick up my phone and just do it online with my phone. But you can't be. So, Anyway, I don't know, I got sidetracked. SoFi got Chinese money all in there. No, thank you. No, SoFi. SoFi's rubbish. I've done a big review on it. Horrible customer service as well. Yeah. SoFi's rubbish. The CEO makes up stuff. Don't like using the word lies, but he tried to manipulate to get people to buy his stock. It was ridiculous. Morning, everyone. Rob Brennan. I see you got that. Still got the TV. Oh, yes. The TV. This was bought by, you remember Peru? This is the extra channels, Churchy. We have an extra channel as well. We're live there now. This is the extra channel where we're live. Look, we're live 12 hours a day. So when I go off air, the extra channel carries on going. I'm always live in the extra channel. Do you want a link to that? It is members only, though. It's 99 cents to be a member. That's the minimum. But we do that so there's no bots and scammers and trolls. And so all the members can come in and chat throughout the day in between the shows. And, you know, look, these are all the members that are in there now. Look, see? They chat. And then they can update me with some urgent news. And if we have earnings season, which we've got now coming up, and we've got requests to do 2 earnings, we can do 2. Sensei will be live on the extra channel, and I'll be live on this channel at the same time. So we can do 2 earnings at once. So anyway, consider being a member over there. When are you bringing back Free Money Fridays? When are you bringing back Free Money Fridays? Yeah, we haven't done a cash giveaway for ages, have we? Woot woot, says Megan. Was you talking about the 100 grand? I think you were, weren't you? Good morning, John Grandfor. Good morning, Megan. Good morning, Megan. Lovely to have you here. Analysts expect Starbucks to benefit from Elliott Management's involvement. Thank you. Good morning, James. Elliott Management. I'm not sure what he's on about there. Give us some more clarification, Churchy. Bitcoin, Dogecoin, and cryptocurrencies to watch this week. My fiance has a ton in Starbucks. There you go. MSK, how are you, MSK? Great to have you here. Just want to apologize for my aggressive tone and language towards trolls last Friday during my live call-in. Robbie Cooper and I are friends now, and all is well. Apologies once again. Apology accepted, not a problem. We move on. It gets heated. We have fun. It's not a problem. I've got no issue with it at all. Certainly no issue at all with MSK. He's a great member of our family. Great supporter of the show. He's a friend of mine. We've spoken personally. There's no issue there at all. We all get excited. That's what we do. Nothing wrong with that. Good morning, MSK. Good morning. Airline stocks continue to struggle after Bluster Air show. Yeah, I don't like. Look at us now. Look, it's a complete and utter reversal now from the small caps back into the megas. 104,000 now. Very, very nice indeed. Can't find. What is the Texas stock? TPL. You can't find it. Best stock. This is. Look at it. I'll give it. Got 5 minutes ago. You're looking for this one. Go on the home page of the channel. You can type it in. Martyn Lucas Investor TPL. But if you want to just search for it, there it is. Analysis. Here is my analysis. Strongly recommend you watch this, but I'm going to give you 2. I'm going to give you that one there. Here is my analysis. And then Sensei did a very brief but useful chart analysis for it as well. You got both. We provide you the best service here. Look, share, copy. Let me give that to you. There it is. Look. There you go. Strongly recommend you watch that. Okay. And if you want some more help, you can go to the playlist at the top and you can search for different playlists. There's the TPL playlist. There's the we got different playlists. You can see, look, all the different ones, all the different stocks. You can type the if you ever want a video, type Martyn Lucas Investor with the ticker symbol, and you'll get it. If you sort by last video added, it will give you the latest stuff. There you go. So you can see Sensei's chart oracle. There's the Lilium. There's the Tilray playlist, SNDL. You see? And there's the Alpha Spread. That's the full playlist with 168 reviews in. When I even say that, I go, bloody hell, really? I've done 168 reviews. But yeah, just go to playlist and then sort by newest, and then the newest videos that I've done go into their playlist, and you can see. But as I say, you can always just go Martyn Lucas Investor in the search bar and type TSLA stock, TLRY stock, and you'll always get my latest videos on those stocks. Looking for a green week. Morning hustle. Good morning, good morning. Morning, John and James. How's the channel hustle? Yes. How's it going? Boeing's information from Boeing. Thank you, Churchy. Good, Stacey. Hovering around the 200 mark, but going strong. Great stuff. Nice. Morning all. TXN is a better stock. Okay. I just got an urgent message here. Okay. Just an issue I'm dealing with. Good morning, afternoon, everyone. I haven't checked my stocks in days. Market temperatures, 41% sell, only 29% buy signals, 30% hold. Well, I don't go by any of those signals at all. They're all designed to create havoc, in my opinion. Here is, if you want to see it, here is the fear factor right now. There it is. There's the fear factor, the fear gauge, if you like. I'll also share with you the heat map. This is very important. You can see what's moving this morning. There's the heat map. I'm old and I'm not rich. Martin, individuals should buy based on their stock cost basis. Purchase under your cost basis. Don't buy over your cost basis. Thank you, Tim. I made a ton of mistakes at 25 to 28. I'm 30 now, and I'm making so much better decisions. That's the point of growing old, isn't it? And learning stuff. Good morning, Caleb. Coming up to the bell. Good morning, MSK. Yeah, what a mess. Good morning, Caleb. Watch Sensei. He said he's thinking about buying some TPL. Correct, he did. What is NVIDIA saying today, Abbas? Lilium, let's go. Just done a review for you. What's the info on Boeing? Good morning, all. Don't forget, when the show finishes, the extra channel where all the members share information, 12 hours a day, live, members only, so there's no bots and scammers and all that stuff. Oh, running out of time. Running out of time. I've got to be quick here. Right, here we go. Sound effects. 18. Time for the stock race. Are you ready? USA. USA. Come on, come on, come on. Okay. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. The bell has gone. It's the stock race and the US news. As you can see, my portfolio is breaking all-time records once again. I didn't sell a single share. I used margin and I bought more. Overreaction. The Trump trade came in. People decided which stock benefits Trump the most. Hold your positions and know why you bought in the first place. Let's go for all our positions and see how we're doing this morning, and we'll look at our US news as well. Click the subscribe and ring the bell and tap the like button. Are you ready? Here we go. First of all, the overall portfolio is up. I bought more on the way down. Virgin Galactic now 6.49. Oh dear, around about that 30 cents level now. Dear, oh dear, oh dear. Palantir up, pulling back. Gold is flat right now. The S&P is up 0.63. I'm at 1.01 because, of course, I'm in margin, so I'm exaggerating the ups and the downs. Amazon up 0.23, pulling back. Apple going up today, 1.37. The Mag 7 going up today. Next Year Energy up 1.4. And we've got Enphase Energy up 2.48. Rates coming down. That'll benefit all of these stocks. Coca-Cola is falling at the moment. Money's coming out of defensives into the Mag 7 again. We've got earnings tomorrow for Coca-Cola. It's just pre-earnings. We'll be covering it live on the show. J&J up today. Chevron going down. Tesla up. We'll be covering the Tesla earnings tomorrow night as well. Live on the show, we'll be covering Tesla earnings. Busy day tomorrow. Earnings season is here. We've got Rivian up, pulling back. McDonald's up, coming back down again. Google up. We've got 1.57. We'll be covering the earnings, as we will be on Microsoft, up 0.48. Nvidia up 1.94. We've got cycling back into tech again. No surprise, you cannot keep a good man down. Quality will always win over cheap rubbish. Walmart going up. Tilray up today. More likely to do well now. Check out the latest video. Tilray, Kamala Harris, if she wins, of course, election, she is all over Tilray. Robinhood going up today. IonQ up, very expensive though. Rocket Lab up, pulling back slightly now. Plug Power up 2% today. Very nice, just on a full review on that one. Rumble up 0.31. We'll cover the earnings. Funware, we'll cover the earnings up. Ascent Solar, we had them on the show a few weeks ago, it's flat right now. Faraday Future, rubbish, no value whatsoever. It's not worth a single penny. It's just a cult following, very religious actually. They're all praying to God, saying God's going to pay, take care of my trades. It's like a cult following in a stock with no value. Bitcoin is down at the moment. Ripple is up today, 3%. Group O Televisia, we just reported on that one. Let's now go over to the US news. As we go, please tap the like button. So donations surging for Kamala Harris and the Democratic Party, of course. We've had Joe Biden now officially stand down. Would Michelle Obama run? People are guessing that because of Barack Obama hasn't endorsed Kamala. No, she's not running, but there's that sort of image going on. Biden wants to pass the baton to Harris to take on Trump, but it's complicated. Betrayed, isolated, and angry inside Biden's historic decision. Biden has pulled out. This is what may happen next. Ukraine, abortion, and guns. Where is Harris on the key issues? Barack Obama stopped short of backing Kamala Harris. Who could challenge Harris in a race to replace Biden? There's all the news today on the stock market and the US news and around the world. Fantastic. Thank you very much indeed. Click above my head for all the links down below in the description. Over here and over here, you'll find more information in the series. Till next time, take care of yourselves and each other. All right, US news. Let's bring that back up again. Okay, every day on the bell, US news. 1 hour. Okay. It's time for the stock race. Positive energy. Let's get ready to rumble. Look at this now. Great. Could have a nice rally today. 104. I think 106,000 was my top. But I've now got a lot more shares. I think I bought another sort of 20 shares of the S&P, about $20,000. So the journey from 104 to 106 is a lot quicker now. So once we start going up again, we've got obviously a 4% drop. So we've got quite a bit to make up on the S&P, but I'm not concerned at all. Right. Now then, before we do our next review, has everyone tapped the like button? Let me see. Let me go and refresh the screen. There's 54 watching, and we've got 28 likes. We could probably get 2 more likes. We can only really get 50%, because 50% of a lot of our audience are in India who watch every day. They don't sign into Google. So let's see if we can get to, in fact, 53. I'm over that number now. I'm over the 50%, so I'm okay with that. I was going to say let's get everyone to like the video, but we're good. We're 28 likes. That's basically, it's only 50, so we're over the 50%. Fantastic. Okay, stop the rally. My portfolio is rallying again now. This is really, really nice. Long-term investing. How do you feel now? Team Fusion, you were talking earlier about I'm thinking of getting rid of my J&J. Well, now it's going up, and you've got those dividends just around the corner now. So you maybe want to wait at least until you get your first round of dividends. Okay, so our next review. I'll tell you, it sure is nice to see you back on TikTok. Danny Rothschild, yes, I was warming up the algorithm, if you like, yesterday, putting some videos out, and I'm starting to build a setup to go back on TikTok. I'm going to give it another little go. So look forward to seeing you there, Danny. It shouldn't be long, next few days. I'm just working the best way to do it. Right. Okay. Now then, before we do our reviews, these are the earnings coming up. Now, if you are a member, members only, and you do a minimum $5 super chat, you can get me to add to these earnings. These are the ones I'm doing for free, if you like. And if there's one specifically you want me to do, or perhaps you want me to get Sensei to do a double, so I'll do one on this show, he'll do one on the other show, let me know. This is what's booked in already. Tomorrow morning, Coca-Cola. Tomorrow night, Tesla for Stephen Lewandowski. He booked that one in. He gave us a $10 super chat. Thank you very much, Stephen Lewandowski. Wow, look at my portfolio. Not really a surprise. The rotation is coming straight back into tech. It's no surprise. Tech solves problems. Cheap stocks don't do anything, and but the S&P is going to still be up because those stocks aren't going to dip. They're going to stay the same, but more money is coming into the tech stocks. 104.22. That's good. Looking good. Very, very nice. So we've got Tesla tomorrow. We've got Enphase on the 23rd. We've got Google, Matador on the 23rd, 24th. We've got Next Year Energy, July 25th. McDonald's, July 29th. Tilray, July 30th. SoFi, July 30th. Microsoft, 31st. Amazon, the 1st. Apple, the 2nd. Chevron, the 5th. Rivian, the 6th. Asti. These are in addition to our normal shows. So we're going to be extremely busy over the next few weeks. It's earnings season again, right? We learn a lot about the economy by watching the earnings. Chevron on the 2nd, Palantir on the 5th, Rivian the 6th, Asti on the 6th, Hood on the 7th, IonQ on the 7th, Plug on the 7th, Rocket Lab on the 8th, Funware on the 8th, NVTS on the 9th, Rum on the 12th, Walmart on 15, FFIE on the 19th, and NVIDIA at the 28th, and TPET, we're now doing that on the 9th. That was asked for as well. There you go. Wow, look at this. Look at this go now. Well, we could hit 106,000 today, and I'll get paid this afternoon, another couple of grand. We could be getting near that $108,000 by the end of the day. Wow, think about that. That's pretty cool. Right, just staying in. Very easy to do. Okay, recognize a macro condition, buy a dip, and that's it. It's not rocket science. Right then, let's do some reviews. So, first thing we need to do is, can Sensei, let me see if I can get hold of Sensei. Here we go. Let's see if we can do this. Hey, mate. So 23rd, after hours. Can you do an earnings after hours tomorrow? After hours tomorrow. So if Sensei can do an after hours earnings, then we'll be able to do a double tomorrow night. But so far, we're doing Tesla because Stephen Lewandowski asked for it. I'd like to do, this is so frustrating. There's so many good ones tomorrow night. Hate when they do that. It's not always like that. But let me just check the times, and then we can do some reviews in a minute. Coca-Cola, let's just confirm this. So, Coca-Cola, I want to make double sure, because the dates do change, and I'm hoping they've changed a little bit there, but I doubt it. July 23rd, pre-markets, that's tomorrow. So Coca-Cola is in the can. We're doing that one. Tesla. Wow, look at Tesla rally now. It's earnings. It's gonna pump into the earnings and then probably dump. But that's how it goes. It's Tesla trades like a meme stock half the time. And I hope one day that stops. It destroys the stock, really. You can't just buy and own it. People just keep trading it. We've seen Cathie Wood dump it recently, and she's the most bullish person there is. So July 23rd after hours. So Tesla. This is so hard to know what to do. We've got N phase as well. N phase. Let me just double check. That's the 23rd. 23rd. 23rd after hours. Oh, man. And it's Google as well. And I love doing Google, of course, because it's YouTube. I learn a lot about my employer. And that's 23rd as well. N phase is the one I would get Sensei to do if he can do it. So anyway, what I'm going to do now is Coca-Cola and Tesla. Let's make that now. Coca-Cola and TSLA earnings. Right, so here's the first one. KO. We know we're doing these. Coca-Cola earnings. Join us in the morning. It's going to be a really important day because it's the beginning of the mega caps now. We're going to learn about the state of the economy and try to find out what the Trump plays are or the Kamala potential plays are as we come into an election time now. But tomorrow, everything gets settled. Over the next few weeks, we're going to find out and we're going to learn all about the economy. So join us tomorrow morning, July the 23rd. Pre-market for Coca-Cola earnings. You really want to watch it. It's important to be here before the main show because we learn a lot about the economy and it's down at the moment. This is typical before the earnings sell off and then off we go again if it's a beat and expectations is good. So join us for that. I'll put the link above my head down below in the description, and over here I'll put the event and probably the Coca-Cola playlist down here so you can check out my previous earnings or previous reports analysis on the stock. Join us for the live earnings. We'll listen into the live earnings and then discuss and then go into the opening bell. Until then, as always, take care of yourselves and each other. Right. Okay. Now, at the moment, I haven't got confirmation from Sensei, so it's Tesla. It's Tesla at the moment. Right. Join us after hours, July 23rd, for the Tesla earnings, hence why the stock is up today. The rotation is gone back out of small caps, back into mega caps and quality. Quality, as I always say, is like cream. It always rises to the top. People played a bit of a Trump play. They dumped the megas down into the small caps and now rotating straight back. Is that partly to do with Kamala Harris? The landscape has changed. Some are saying so. I just think it was a quick profit taking and people are coming back in again. That's all. No big surprise, really. But anyway, Tesla will be very interesting tomorrow night, of course, because we now know that Elon Musk is backing Trump. So there's lots to learn from there. We're going to learn a lot on the earnings about the economy. It's not just about Tesla, of course, the earnings. It gives us an indication of where everything else is going to go to give us an indication of how confident we can be investing. So join us tomorrow night, July the 23rd, after hours, after the closing bell, for the Tesla earnings. Click above my head for all the links down below in the description. I'll put the link as well. And over here, I shall put the event, and down here, the Tesla playlist, and below it in the comments I'll also pin the event if you want to find it that way. Join us for the Tesla earnings. Until then, as always, take care of yourselves and each other. Thank you, Stephen Lewandowski, for your understanding there. Smash the like button. Thank you, Zach. MSK, yes, old friend, I need to make some money. Let's have a look here. CrowdStrike is getting battered today. Well, let me talk about it. I did make a video on CrowdStrike, and I explained I gave my opinion on a few things, and I'm going to cover it now again. So let's talk about this. Or what time was that, by the way? What time was that? Write that down. That was 1 hour 10. Oh, hang on. It's 1 hour 10 now, isn't it? Okay. CrowdStrike. We need to talk about this. Is it time to buy CrowdStrike? Well, a couple of days ago, just hours after the event that put a power outage all across the world when it comes to data and network centers was down all around the world, I did a video on CrowdStrike and gave you my opinion. It certainly is a trade. And it was. And it is. But we also need to understand a couple of other things before we get too excited, and probably explains why it's down again further today. When it first happened, we knew it was something to do with CrowdStrike, and we knew it was something to do with Microsoft, Windows, and so on and so forth. But it was very fresh and very new. But now we know a bit more. And by the way, the reason why the studio is green, because we're having a mega day today. We are very green today, even though CrowdStrike is down. That's also important to know. It's down on a green day, which is even worse. Imagine if it was a red day. What we need to consider, if you are thinking of buying this, there's a couple of things to bear in mind. Yes, it'll bounce back. Wall Street have very short memories. We'll say it's the greatest stock in the world one day, and it'll be the worst stock in the world the next day. People will buy it, and next day they'll dump it. We've seen Cathie Wood say Tesla's great 1 minute, next minute she dumps it. Wall Street are traders, they're not investors. All right? CrowdStrike recently entered the S&P. It got a massive boost. It did well. And here it is now on the S&P. And just recently, just a few weeks, months, or whatever it was, so it's quite recent, that CrowdStrike entered the S&P, this disaster, the worst outage, in data outage in history. Apparently, that's what people are saying. Did it affect you? Didn't affect me. It affected some people. It affected a lot of people. But was it the worst? Well, the headlines like to be told to sell the news, right? Anyway, there it is. But now we know what caused it. It was an update but it was now, we can now confirm it was because they didn't do enough sandbox checks, which is when a new update is checked. They do sandboxing. Basically, you recreate the scenarios offline, test it, make sure it's good before you put it out to the market. Apparently, a step was missed. That then makes CrowdStrike liable by the tune of potentially billions. That's a problem. So, yes, the stock is going down. Yes, it will rebound. Yes, people will forget it one day. However, they might have a hefty price to pay because many people now know who caused the problem, why it was caused, and they lost a lot of money. And at some point, they're going to go after CrowdStrike. Now, before you go, well, in that case, then I'm not touching it because they're probably going to go down and down and down, and maybe they'll go bankrupt. They're not going to go bankrupt because they have insurance. The insurance will cover the losses. Bear that in mind. People that invest in that, in the stock, know that. So the stock won't go down forever and it won't go bankrupt. But another thing you need to consider is don't wait too long, because even though people will try and organizations will try to sue and get compensation out of CrowdStrike, many more will fail than the ones that succeed. Because you don't just have to prove, which we've already done, we know what the problem was, but you have to prove that and how you lost money. And that's much more difficult to do. So just because an outage occurred doesn't mean to say you can claim for everything, because you've got to be able to prove your losses were caused because of it and how much and so on and so forth. It's a very, very complex system. And already reading and looking at this over the weekend, not everyone will be even looking at that. They just want to get online and move on. It's a very, very expensive and a long-winded process if you decide to sue the company for that, because you have to prove what you lost and how you lost it and was it because of that. And it goes on. It can go on for years. And not everybody's going to want to pursue that, as it did get rectified pretty quickly. So CrowdStrike is an opportunity. Wall Street will forget. It will bounce back. There is insurance. They won't go bust. However, their reputation is damaged. They will have to pay some compensation, I'm sure. I don't think they're going to get away with it scot-free. But what are you doing? For me, it's part of the S&P, and it hasn't put a ripple on the pond, so it doesn't bother me in the slightest. When it gets rectified, it'll go up and that'll increase the S&P. For me, if you're buying it, just bear all those things in mind. I would consider, I would rather buy a company that's doing well than something that's doing bad. But this is a good company. We do like it. We've reviewed on it before. If you're going to buy this and you've set aside $1,000, for example, maybe you've put in $500 now, and for every 2% it drops, you add another 100, something like that. So you've just dollar cost average down over the next few days, not just today. We've had a few drops now, but expect more. This could go on for weeks. So don't be all in today thinking, well, this is a good discount. It could have 10% every day for a few weeks. So just put, $1,000, put 500 in, and every couple of percent and another $100 until you're done, if you decide it's right for you. But only do that if you liked it in the first place, and thereby go and check out my full review of CrowdStrike and see if you liked it before it went on sale. So it's going to have to pay some penalties. So it's not all out just a cheap stock right now. Okay? Bear that in mind. All right, click above my head for all the information. Down below in the description over here, I'll put my full alpha spread playlist. And down here, I'll put my CrowdStrike playlist so you can go and check out all the CrowdStrike news as it gets entered. Until next time, as always, take care of yourselves and each other. Right. Let's come back. Are we still green? Oh, yes. Very much so. Bloody hell. Wow. Rotation today, 104. Bought some MU and LILM today, David Ewan. Great stuff. 9/11 services were down in my county. Congress bought the hell out of CrowdStrike. There you go. Now then, I've got an urgent situation, hence why I was up all night to deal with. And I may have to go in a few moments. If I end the show quickly, bear that in mind. In fact, what I'm going to do is I'm waiting for something very important about to happen. So I'm going to, as soon as it's resolved, I'll come back and do the reviews. So don't worry. I'm still going to do those 2 reviews today. Customization. Let me put a redirect onto the extra channel. So if I have to go, I'll end really quickly. So let me put at the top here the extra channel in the chat. So let me just do that now. If I have to go urgently, I just want you to know that's what this is. Extra. Okay. Okay. Let me pin that to the top. Right, so if I have to go, it's pinned to the top. Hopefully you can see that. What it will mean is I'll just come back and do the reviews early anyway. All right, but I am dealing with a very important situation at the moment. Martin, Chris Schultz, can I snag your opinion on IBRX short position? Yeah, of course you can. You're a member of our channel for 2 months now. Let me have a look. IBRX. Yes, IBRX. ImmunityBio. Let's have a look. Right. Okay, just a little update for you then. Let me do it for you. IBRX. Is there anything you've got in links for YouTube that you want me to share? Links for YouTube. Okay, nothing in there. Okay. Let me just do this a second. Let me just see a couple of things before a little bit of a quick news. IBRX. Hang on. IBRX. Where's that then? Oh, okay. News. Let's have a quick look. All right. Okay. Let me do this. This is a perfect example of what we're talking about. IBRX. What's the time? $128. Okay. 128. So let me do this now. Right. IBRX, ImmunityBio, just a quick update from one of my members who has just asked me for a quick update on the short position and why it's going down so much today after a recent a recent rally, and there's a very good reason for that. And this is the news here. I'm going to cover this now. Just a very quick update on IBRX. What we've had is we had a rotation out of mega caps because we know rates are coming down. That doesn't really help mega caps. They like when rates are high. However, small caps like ImmunityBio, who borrow lots of money, they love when rates come down. So we had a rotation. Many called it a Trump play and all the rest of it, partly, but mainly it was a rotation out of mega caps, taking huge profits. We've had a massive rally recently this year, really fantastic. Buy all the small caps. All the small caps rallied. And now it's moving back. The rotation is back into mega caps. Great companies with great balance sheets will always rise to the top, very much like cream at the top of the milk. It always rises to the top. So a lot of junk companies, and I'm not saying ImmunityBio is, but a lot of junk companies, low caps, small caps, not particularly great, but people decided to buy into those, and they all rallied. There was a big pop last week, and now it's gone back out again. So the fundamentals haven't changed. The business is the same. However, it presented an opportunity. So let's look at and answer this question for Chris Schultz. Can I snag your opinion on IBX short position? So I'm going to share with you the short position and just bring you this news as we look at it. All right, ImmunityBio gained 17% in the past week. Here's why. Commercial portfolio comprises only market drug Activa. Hang on a minute. There we go. I beg your pardon. I was reading that live there. Let me just focus on this section here. ImmunityBio's shares gained 16.7% in the past week, following the announcement of insurance coverage for its drug across multiple states. Several healthcare plans you provide reimbursement for Activa, increasing patient access. Additionally, within just 8 weeks since approval, several NIMBC, CIS patients across the United States have already been treated with the immunotherapy. Now, that's good news. I don't want to do the whole story, but the point is that news really would have about a 5 or 6% bounce. That's all. It had a 16.7. So it's not because of that. We got a rotation, and now that profit is coming back out and being taken out. So we need to bear that in mind. When we get an end of a cycle, like a rotation, a lot of money comes out of one sector and moves into another. So it can appear that stocks are doing better than they actually are. All right. But you asked specifically about the short interest. Now then, we've got a 31.38% short interest. That is excessively high. Anything over 20 is high, is excessive. However, we always remember the famous incident of the great short with GameStop. That was 100% when that exploded. Just because it's excessive, and that's the sort of line where people say, from this point on, we can get a short squeeze. It has to accompany with some news, some sentiment, and most certainly volume. Let's go back to the volume, and we can look at this. The average volume on this stock is 3.14 million. So it's very low volume in the first place, and today's volume is 289. So we are way below. There's no short squeeze, nothing exciting like that going to happen. So we do have excessive short interest, but I'm going to go back to what I said right at the beginning. The fact of the matter is we have got a rotation. The stock got an exaggerated pump, and now it's just taken some back. That's all. There's nothing more to it than that. And if we look today, you see my IRA, we are up today 0.6. That's the S&P essentially. We're up. Now we had a really good open this morning, and profit being taken there just the same. But of course, if the general markets come down, that would exaggerate what happens for ImmunityBio. There's a quick update. I hope that hope that helps you out, Chris. I know you're a big fan of this stock. Remember, I don't like using the word fan. Never be a fan of any stock. Stock doesn't know you own it. Doesn't care whether you own it, you lose all your money, or you become super rich. Bear that in mind. Take profits along the way, and understand what's going on with the general markets. Click above my head. down below in the description. Over here, I'll put my Alpha Spread playlist of all the stocks I reviewed. And down here, I shall put ImmunityBio playlist. And you can go and check out all of the videos and the earnings and everything else related to ImmunityBio. Till next time, as always, take care of yourselves and each other. Right. Okay. I hope that helps. Did that help at all? Good morning. Please, any comment on recent changes in platinum futures market, China? Thank you. No, Sensei covers the metals like that, the commodities and so on and so forth. He'll do the gold and all that. I've got nothing to say, nothing to offer there, I'm afraid, William. I'd love to say, yes, I know all about it. That would not be true. I don't follow that stock, follow the commodities at all. So I can't give you an answer, I'm afraid. It has come down 20%. Thank you. Shorts are getting out, Chris Schultz. Right. Now then. Any minute now, I'm going to have to be ready to deal with a situation I've got to deal with. So I'm going to send everyone now to the extra channel. I'm going to come back earlier and do the reviews. But there's a lot going on today here in the studio and stuff I have to deal with. So I can't stay any longer at the moment. Right, so this is the extra channel. We're going to go over there now. If you want to join me over on the extra channel, you can continue the conversation, talking to each other, supporting each other, and then if anything's new, anything I need to cover, I can come back live and I can let you know when I'm going to do the earnings. Sorry, not the earnings, I beg your pardon. When I'm going to do the reviews and come back and all the rest of it. So hopefully you'll join me there. Conversation and some piano music in the background, and you can talk to each other. And just keep it live so you know the moment something happens, I can alert you and tell you, hey, guys, there's something happening. You've got that 12-hour service there. All right? And by the way, those of you that are members to that, because it's a members service, so we don't have bots and scammers, and it's a real healthy place to be. It's from 99 cents, and there's going to be a lot more features added as well. It's not topped out. That's not it. There's much, much more to add to that. I'm in the process of building out a lot of things to add to the extra channel. I know I'm not a member, but Service Robotics just got backed by the video. With 4 million. Got backed by the video. What do you mean got backed by the video? With $4 million, up 400% this week. I know not a member, but Service Robotics was just backed by the video. Oh, backed by Nevada. Do you mean NVIDIA? Do you mean NVIDIA? That's probably what you mean. I'm guessing. Backed by NVIDIA. Thank you very much for letting me know, and thank you for sharing that amongst the members. If you become a member, I can make a full video on it. But all right, I'm going to disappear, and I'll see you back in a bit. Nvidia, you mean NVIDIA? I just want to be clear. The ticker is NVDA, and the stock is NVIDIA. It's hard to spell. I get it wrong all the time. And if you're trying to use auto correct, that'll get it wrong even more. So I understand. John Conover. Shall we have a quick look at our subscribers and see how we're doing at the moment? We've had a bit of a run on the show. It's nice. 15,000 views over the last 48 hours, which is nice. We're getting a bit of a rally at the moment. Oh, DJ Hayes.
DJ Hayes has become a member on Extra.
DJ Hayes. We got a few members coming to Special guest. There you go. You can become a member for 99 cents. So you're going to get real investors, the family members, not people scamming and pumping stocks and telling you rubbish. People can alert you 12 hours a day. And there you go. And there's going to be a lot more services provided here as we go. All right. Anyway, thank you very much for that. 27,000. Whoa, look at that. 27,418. Next target is 28,000 subscribers. Can't believe it sometimes. That's a huge amount of people. Imagine them all sort of together in a room. Be a lot, wouldn't it? Right. Okay. Let's end the show. I apologize for it being a shorter show, but it has to be. I've got personal things I have to sort out. But as soon as I'm able to sort them out, I'll be back. And I want to do 2 more reviews today. And the reviews I want to do today are AGNC for Scolding Hot, AGNC Investment, and Kawasaki for Seth Houston. That's the next 2. They are $5 reviews. Unless someone does $6 and jumps ahead of those, they are what's coming up next. Now then, join me for the extra channel, or you could go and check out some of the videos that you've missed. Or you can have, if you're watching a video, open another tab, keep this open. That way you can have 2 running at once. That way, if there's any announcements, it will all appear here. These are all the latest videos. If you don't have a red line underneath them, you've not seen them. We've just put out 7 videos last night, Sunday night. Lots of chart videos from Sensei. Lots of analysis videos as well that have gone out over the last few hours you may have missed. All right? Okay. Thank you very much indeed for your support, and I will look forward to seeing you back. Closing bell, if not earlier. All right, that's it from me. Let me clear the boards. And I'll see you all back in a bit. Let me just make sure that's up to date, which it is. And I'll see you back in a bit. Have a good day, guys. Don't fear the market. Understand what you own. Oh, hang on. Thanks for... All right. Okay, that's taken care of. All right, guys, I'll see you back in a bit. Sorry for all this messing around this morning. I'm just dealing with situations that I have to take care of. All right, that's it from me. I'll see you back in a short while. And until then, as always, take care of yourselves and each other.